All right, what's up, cock holders, cock punchers, potential cock members? I don't know what we're calling all this stuff, but I am now entering the Tim Ferriss, good old Timmy, Mr. Tim, the legend, the man, the myth, all of that stuff together. I'm entering the cock punch challenge here, the art challenge. So let's pull up. First things first, I'm gonna pull up my main monitor here, so you guys can see what I'm looking at. That's the guy. This is the guy right here. So Tim, he's running an art competition. So part of that is recording this process. I hope you guys enjoy this. You could follow along. You could see how I generate AI art. I've been doing this for a while now, a couple months. So I've got a couple different tools. I'm going to make multiple submissions because I just love generating art, and I think that this is an awesome competition, and I'm gonna want to do different styles. So I'm just gonna use this video as my main. This is how I create stuff, and I'm going to show you probably like 5 or 6 different ways to create stuff. We're going to use Photoshop, we're going to use online tools, and we're going to use Discord. So if you need any of those softwares, you can go get them. You don't need them to do this. It's very easy. So let's get started with this stuff. So here's my cock. I just want to show you guys my cock online. This is number 3624. So I'm going to use this guy for most of it because I own it, so I have the rights to use it, which is awesome. Thanks, Tim. I'm also going to use some of Tim's, a couple of these guys, so we can have a little variation, and we'll see what we can do with this. So very first thing is the easiest ones to use are probably the online ones that don't require anything. Dream by Wombo is probably one of the easiest ones I've ever used. It's dream.ai. We're going to go to that website right here. Um, a lot of these are text to image. So you just type something that you want to see and it shows up. In this particular case for the contest, we have to use the Cock Punch NFTs. So you can actually scroll down all the way to where it says upload an image and then use that as your reference. So I'm going to click upload image. Let's do the full version of mine. It'll have you crop it, which is awesome. Then you could select parts of it, right? I'm just going to crop that. We want a strong influence. So you could choose a weak influence where it's kind of just slightly influenced by this image, normal, which is a normal amount. But I want strong because I want it to very closely represent this image as part of the contest. Then you can add the type that you want. Let's try polygon. That might be cool. And I'm going to say humanoid rooster in a battle for Earth. Let's just keep it simple like that and create that in a polygon form. And then you just hit create and it goes. And here it is. I guess because I picked strong, it's just going to basically do this one. It's kind of funny. This kind of looks like a paintings like on a cave wall or something like that. I kind of like this. I'm going to download it. Maybe I'll submit that one. You can also go back to your creation and try it again. I think this time we'll just do normal and we'll see what happens. Same exact prompt. I'm going to keep it as polygon again as well. Let's just see what the difference is between normal and strong. But it's really that easy. You just click what you want and then it goes. And here we go. So now it's a less of a representation of that image. I love this thing. This is crazy. Looks like a weird like paper mache kind of thing. We'll download this one too and just have that as a potential submission. That's the polygon. There's a lot more realistic things like this HDR one. We can try that instead. It still has my same prompt up there, the humanoid rooster in a battle for Earth. And let's keep it at normal there as well and see what that gives us. All right, it's a little bit more roostery, less polygon. It still looks kind of crazy. I don't know that I would use this for much, but you can play around with the different styles here. And let's try dark fantasy. That sounds kind of crazy. See what it does there. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. This looks more like an actual rooster than what we have going on. So maybe we change our prompt, right? Let's do mythic rooster warrior fighting an epic battle on Earth. Let's pick this dark fantasy one again and see what we get. And that's our normal influence adjustment. So I don't know. Might change it a little bit. All right. It's very dark. It's kind of cool. Could be like an image on a novel or something. I don't know, the cover of something. But we'll save that one too. That stream by Wombo, personally, it's a great way to get into this stuff using very basic prompts and styles. But personally, I kind of like the heavier duty versions of this AI stuff. So what I'm going to do is jump right into Discord right now. This is my personal Discord. You can see I've actually done some test images here already. Um, this produces some crazy results, but you really need to dial in your prompts quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'll actually just copy this exact prompt that I used before and show you what it will do. So essentially, the way to do this, you go to Midjourney. This is the Midjourney bot, and you go to the Midjourney Discord, and you can use it as a trial there. Go into their newbie channels and work from it there, or you can add it to your own server, which is what I did here, because I like to just kind of have my own version of it. All right, so basically at the bottom here, it says it is where you put your messages for Discord, right? So you're going to do a slash command and say imagine, and that activates the Midjourney bot. And then it asks for the prompt. And so what the prompt is, it's just plain English text you can put in here. I'm going to put what we just did. So a 3D octane render of a mythical rooster warrior with a rainbow colored pinwheel tail feather, holding a spear in one hand and a giant clenched fist, wearing a woven leather glove, punching the screen, breaking the fourth wall, and shattering glass. The Milky Way is in the sky in the background, along with two burning suns casting dramatic lighting and shadows. Now, I got that from the podcast itself. You should definitely listen to that if you haven't. Two burning suns and the casting long shadows. It's a whole thing. So I thought that'd be cool to include that in here. And that's what we got. So these are some extra commands at the bottom that you can actually add to the bot to change it up a little bit. So --V is a version. So I want version 4, Q is quality. I want quality 2. And then AR is aspect ratio. So I want it 3x2 instead of a square. So I'm just going to run that. And what it does is it just gets going and you just wait for it to do some stuff. So while I'm waiting for that, I will pull up the reference photo again so you can see what I was talking about right here. I said pinwheel tail feather. I said spear in one hand, giant, leather glove in the other hand. And then basically that's what it's running. So it's at 0%. It takes a little bit sometimes, especially with the Q2 and V4 because it's a lot higher res. So it's not as fast as some of these other things. But I like these because it's basically like a good starting point for art. I don't know that it's definitely come to the place where it will replace artists because first of all, what we're doing is it's our idea. We're coming up with the text that it needs to make this image. So in a way, it's a collaborative artist kind of thing where you're coming up with the idea, the AI is building what it thinks is good for you. This is pretty much what it's doing. It's not finished yet, so it shows you a little design. We're at 93%. And then once it hits 100%, boom, there it is in full res. So I can click this. These are pretty freaking awesome. I mean, like, this is way more epic than the other one, I gotta say. Uh, not, I don't know if this would win the contest necessarily because it doesn't look like the NFT, but it does have the traits, right? So here's the pinwheel feathers right here. I don't know that that looks like a spear necessarily. But it's a great starting point. It's a really great starting point. This is my guy, and this is what it came up with. So it's pretty cool, pretty close. I would say this top one is probably the closest. We can enhance this a little bit more. So another cool thing about this bot is I can grab this URL for the image here, and I can now on the next one say imagine, put the image first as a reference point. Then we can do my little prompt that I came up with here. And I might also say mythical rooster warrior with green feathers and a rainbow color pillow. That way more closely resembles the one that I have. And I'm gonna hit that one to run. And you can run multiple ones at the same time. So we can run a whole different one. Let's try to grab one of Tim's here. Let's grab this guy and say, I don't want the auto stuff going on here. While that's running, I'm just gonna say, imagine this thing as as a sculpture made of paper. Boom. We'll do that. And so now we're getting some interesting stuff. So this one took the image and really used it, because this is very close to what mine actually looks like just as a 3D render here. I don't know. That's kind of, I feel like this defeats the purpose, because obviously the cock punch art is so awesome, and you would want that. You don't want this. It's kind of the same thing. I don't know what this is doing right now. It does not look like anything that I would want, but wow, it's creepy. Is that supposed to be Tim? I don't know. I don't know what this is. It is definitely did not use the reference image like it should have. So let's not use that. Let's try this again. Imagine, and we'll do that image again, and then I'll just say 3D sculpture play or something like that. We'll see what that looks like. And then while that's going, I'm gonna grab one of the images that I did before earlier, which was the same exact prompt. I did it a couple times. There's one that I really like. This one. This looks so freaking cool. That this I think I want to be my submission. So I'm going to open the original and then save this. Another thing you can do is you can use multiple AI. You don't have to just use one, right? And now this is definitely not what we want here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take Discord down, and I'm going to go switch to my second favorite AI generating art platform, which is DALL-E. One cool thing that we can do is, first, I'm just curious what the difference would be. I'm going to take the exact same prompt that we use, well, minus the keywords, and pump that into DALL-E and see what we get. This one you can see is working right here. Boom. Wow, this is totally different. A little more cartoony. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. Pretty cool. There you go. Well, cock punch. Bam. He's actually breaking the fourth wall, punching the screen. This one did a pretty good job following my instructions. Looks like a sword to me, but I guess it's a spear. It's pretty dope. I'm gonna actually save this. This might be one of my submissions. This one's pretty cool too. And the cool thing about this is you get 4 different ones. With DALL-E, you get 50 credits to start for free. So you can definitely do some of this stuff. Now, one of the really cool ones about this is you can upload an image, right? So I'm going to actually upload that crazy image that we had. And I'm going to skip cropping because I want the full thing, because it was super cool. This thing has an editor inside of it. It's pretty nuts. What I'm going to do is basically fix the parts of the image that I want it to fix. So you take the eraser, right? Let's hit this to set it up. And then now you can edit in sections. So I actually I'm going to add the generation frame to be like over here on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the, this thing here, which is, I guess, a fireball, one of the 2 blazing suns, I guess, right here. I'm going to kill all this. I'm actually going to erase the entire arm and this whole section, because I want it to generate new things here. So now it's just going to generate right here in this spot that we erased. And we're going to type the new prompt up here. So what do I want there? I don't want the full image necessarily. I just want a giant war spear. Or maybe I'll just say holding a giant war spear. And we'll see what that does. We'll hit generate. Now it should only be filling up that part of the frame. The rest we're keeping it. So this is a really cool way to get something that you had from the beginning and then modify it and add it with even more AI. You can see it's generating at the bottom here, right over here. And boom, there it is. That thing's pretty cool. Now, what's awesome about this editor, first of all, how awesome is it that it actually like took the pieces and still merged them together? I think that's so cool. The other cool thing is it's still giving you four choices. So at the bottom here, you've got these little arrows. Uh, I can now change it. That looks more like a sword to me. I don't like that one. This one's another spear, pretty cool. And that one, oh, I think that's the spear right there, guys. That looks pretty dope. So it's either that one or this one. I like the fist here that he's making, so I might just keep it. It is still a spear. It's still pretty cool. But this one's epic. The hand looks a little deformed though, so I don't know. Maybe we can save both. So now the thing with this is you're gonna want to save this pretty often because this is in beta, and anytime you change something, it's not gonna save it. So um, you have to basically accept the change and then save it. So I think I think this one. So I'm going to accept that, and then I'm going to actually download this just so we have it. And now I'm going to move on to another section. So obviously his skin is supposed to be green because we're doing this in reference to my NFT here. So he's got red spiky hair. He's got this crazy like multicolored animal print suit on. So maybe I'll work on that part next and grab this. So let's reframe again because we're going to want to do just his body mostly. And then I'm going to erase. This is tough. All right, let me erase basically the whole body here and see what we can do. It's right here. Cool. And I'm going to say wearing a three-piece suit made from leopard print. Three-piece suit with a leopard print design, let's say. And let's say wearing a what is this? Green and orange, I guess. Oops. Wearing a green and orange three-piece suit with a leopard print design. And let's see. It does here. So now we're gonna get a couple options for this. Hopefully it keeps I don't know if it keeps the original in mind, but I want the body structure to be pretty much the same. So hopefully it can do that. This I might be asking a lot from this right now, but let's see. So as that generates, bam. Okay, this not exactly what I was thinking, but kind of cool. Um, this doesn't really match either. This looks pretty cool too, but definitely not what we're going for either. This is kind of more like it. Now the bow tie is throwing me off a bit. It's pretty funny. I might just regenerate this another time and just see what else it can come up with. Maybe we don't call it a three-piece suit. What would we call this? Let me see. I mean, it kind of is. It's like a smoker's jacket. Yeah, let's just call it a suit jacket, I guess, and try to see what we can do with that. I'm gonna cancel and then just do this again. Wearing a green and orange suit jacket with a leopard print. A green and orange. Let's sometimes the wording when you move them around helps. So let's say wearing a green and orange leopard print suit jacket. I kind of like the fact that he has a little shoulder pads. So I'm just gonna say with shoulder pads. And let's generate that and see what we get. This is it. This is fun, guys. You could do this forever. I could probably sit here for hours and just come up with all kinds of crazy changes to this and really modify it the way I want it. And it's pretty awesome. So I think that's super cool, but it doesn't really match my character. That match is a lot better. This match is great. So I think I'm gonna keep this one. Although this one looks pretty dope too. But let's back up to this guy. I think this one's awesome. Uh, that's pretty close. So uh, I think I'm gonna keep this guy. Then I want to change the hair a little bit. So now I'm gonna erase that part. This I don't really know what's going on here with this thing, but I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say, let's kind of give it some room to have some space here, and I'm gonna say, red spiky hair. I guess Dragon Ball Z. I was gonna say Ball Z Super Saiyan. Let's say. Let's see what that does. And now we're just messing around with the hair because I'm trying to get it to. I'm trying to basically get it to look like my character here. Uh, so I'm using that as a reference to give prompts, and that's crazy. That's not really what I was looking for, but it does match the Super Saiyan look. That's pretty cool. I think we're gonna stick with this guy right here. Boom. He's got the red spiky hair. Now, there's a little bit of an issue here because this guy looks crazy, crazy cool, but we need him to be green. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. I might have to just that might just have to be a touch up kind of thing in Photoshop after the fact. I think this is pretty dope. I might try to do one more red hair because I think I could do better. So I'm just going to erase this piece again and kind of give him some space for that hair right here and just say like uh red spiky hair like a Super Saiyan. Let's say that. Even though I don't think any of them had red hair. They were always black and blonde Super Saiyan hairs, I think. So we'll see. No oh, that's way cooler. That's so much cooler. I hope. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we're now we're talking. That looks just like Goku. There we go. That's the winner right there. That fourth one. Spiky red hair. Pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do, now that I accepted that, is I'm going to save this and I'm going to actually open this up in Photoshop. Um, now I know I got to read the rules here. I'm pretty sure Tim said that it's okay. Oh, here you go. You are also allowed to do manual touch ups and fine tuning. Cool. So here we go. Now, I love this guy as is. I think he looks pretty cool. He definitely looks very similar to my character right here. Oh, you know what? We forgot one piece. Hang on. Hang on. We forgot the pinwheel tail. So I got to go back in here. I got to select a different area right here. I got to erase over here, I guess. Let's erase over here. I'm just going to erase like the back end here. You can also change the size if you don't want to like erase pieces of your image here. So change the brush here. That's cool. So I don't know how big this pinwheel tail is going to be. So I'm going to erase that whole section. And now I'm going to say a rainbow colored pinwheel tail feather. Cool. Let's do that. That should take care of this. My rainbow colored pinwheel tail feather. We can close that. This is our new one. Way better. Oh, and I'm also missing a his balls basically. What is that? So sometimes you get text and some weird things. That doesn't really work for me. None of these worked. That's very strange. Okay. Tail feathers that look like a rainbow colored pinwheel. And maybe that works better. Let's see. There we go. That's a little bit better. This kind of works. This kind of works. I'm going to accept this one. And then just because let's just try to erase what I want to do here is create a red waddle, which is the technical term for their chin balls on these cock punches. So let's see if this is going to create that correctly. It's kind of a very strange thing to do is put it just in that spot. And yeah, that didn't really work out so well. So that last one's actually not so bad right there. It'd be funny if I just said two chin balls, but I mean, I don't know how well it'll do that. Now I'm gonna open this one in Photoshop. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my brush here I'm using a Wacom, so if you don't see me off screen here, I'm actually physically painting on here. So the touch-ups that we have here, I just want to add a solid green color. Trying to probably match the green of my character here. So it's like kind of a darker green. So I'm gonna go for something like kind of along this line here. And I'm just gonna switch that to color. And what I'm going to do then is invert the mask and then grab my paintbrush tool. Um, and just basically paint on his skin here with white. So that will basically paint on the green that I'm looking for here. So since he is a green rooster, I definitely want this to be green. And I think this is supposed to be his clothes, but they look like feathers to me, so I'm just gonna keep them that way and just paint his whole body green essentially right here. And then same thing here. Just because he's supposed to be this color, and it's pretty cool right there. This does look like a suit though, so I don't know. I might not. We might just leave that as the suit, to be honest. Paint that in. There we go. The rest could be his feathers. Cool. That looks dope. So same thing here. I'm probably just gonna get rid of that. Very cool. Very cool. I also like that his eye was red, so we're gonna leave that too. Then he's got a yellow beak. So he's got just kind of like a yellow beak, I guess. So I'm gonna grab a yellow tone here, another solid color. Grab just like a yellowish kind of color. I don't know. That looks kind of like a beak. We're going to do the same exact thing, little color action and inverting the mask. And I'm just going to paint his beak so that his beak is actually yellow. This looks pretty great so far. Then, one other thing is that he's got the pinwheel tail, which is like very much solid RGB colors here. So I'm just gonna replace the colors of the tail with this actual like, let's make this pure yellow. Try to keep that aura still. And then I'm gonna grab another blue. Let's say, let's grab or a red. Let's grab a solid red color, and that is a color for us too. Invert the mask. Boom. And then I'm just gonna paint this tail feather just red. And also inside here, I kind of want to be red. His tongue here. So just do something like that, kind of a little bit. And that's kind of it. I think I might just do one more thing, which is to just add a little bit more blue. Um, some bright blue here. And just to this feather so that we have the actual pinwheel kind of look. Right. So now we've got that yellow, red, and blue tail feathers, which kind of match this pinwheel a little bit better. I think that looks cool. And man, look at this guy. This is my dude with the spear and the red spiky hair. We've got the red balls hanging from his chin. We've got some green feathers. We've got a pinwheel tail. We've got a big fist with a leather grip. We've got a leopard print suit jacket going on here. And boom, that's our dude. Pretty sick. That's pretty awesome. So this is my official submission for this contest. I'm going to submit other ones as well. We can go through those here just so there's a record of them. But if you need to stop watching here, it's been a kind of a long video. You can end here. So I'm going to save this as submission 1. And we're going to save that right in the folder there. Boom. That's going straight to you, Tim. Next, I don't know, we can try different styles. So the other cool thing is you can just take this dude, use it as the reference image again, or you know what? Let's use the big one. Let's see what happens when we use this guy. And I want to try some interesting things with Midjourney. So let me click here and just say something like, imagine this thing, but as a blown glass figurine or figure, but made of blown glass. Let's say that out of blown glass. Um, Glass, dramatic lighting, um, and let's also do the aspect ratio, or let's also do version 4, quality 2, and aspect ratio of 3:2. Let's check that out. See what we get with this thing. Now, some other things you can do is like, you don't have to just do new and crazy things like that. You can literally type imagine, type in the image, and then say, in the style of Vincent van Gogh or Van Gogh, if that's the type of place you are in the world, and just hit that button. And it's going to take my reference image and just make it in that style of that artist. So we can try a couple of these. I might submit, these will be quick. I can just submit a bunch of these, uh, see what we get. So this is the dramatic one that's made out of blown glass. Pretty dope. This is pretty cool. I like these a lot. I'm going to basically take this one and upscale it. So the U's are upscales and the V's are variations. So if I liked this style down below, but I want to see what this is, it goes in quadrants. So this is quadrant 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. 3, I want to get variations on 3, and 2, I want to get an upscale of 2. So I'm going to click those 2 buttons. Let's check this out. So now we got 4 different variations of that one blown glass bust figure here. And then the one that we liked, we got a higher version. Wow, those eyes are cool. High res version. So I'm going to save this. This is also going to be a submission. I'm going to submit this guy. It's pretty dope. Now I could try to use this as another reference image here. Maybe I just need to add a little bit more detail to it. So let's say, let's do imagine this guy, and we'll name him. We'll say a mythic warrior rooster holding a spear and wearing a leopard print tuxedo. One fist is clenched and punching the air in the style of Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Let's see what that does. You'll notice that because I didn't put the V4 and the Q2 and all that stuff, that this will actually generate a little bit quicker, I think, than normal. Those things are a little bit more CPU intensive for this, so it takes a little bit longer. And here we go. So now we're getting some kind of crazy art. I don't even think, I mean, I'll be surprised if this turns out good, to be honest. We'll see. A lot of times you can't tell when it's mid-render like this, and I get pleasantly surprised. The top right one is looking pretty cool, number 2, but honestly, the art is looking pretty dope. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know what? They got the red spiky hair. They're getting it. Here we go. Very cool. Very cool. Not quite what we were looking for, but let me try doing that exact same thing. They imagine a humanoid mythic warrior rooster wearing a leopard print suit and holding a spear in one hand while the other hand is clenched in a fist. Oh, we got to add the image reference. Boom. While that's running, I'm going to run a bunch of others because I want to submit a ton of these. So let's do imagine my reference image, just straight up in the style of Banksy. My reference image, imagine my reference image in the style of Da Vinci. Imagine my reference image in the style of, who's another artist should we do? The Banksy ones are pretty cool. Yeah, see, I think there's something wrong with the, I might be doing something wrong because it's just giving me actual like images. It's not using my reference image as an invention sketch. by Leonardo da Vinci. And then let's do V4 and we'll do Q2 on this one. AR Q2. Let's see what that does. So sometimes you get good stuff. And these are really cool pieces of art. I mean, it's not what we're looking for. They look amazing. So the AI art is still incredible. It's just you got to be very specific with your prompts, which is why this is also not really killing artists' dreams or taking their jobs, because you as the creator still are the artist. You're still putting in that specific prompt that will get you the thing that you're looking to get. Um it's it it's not perfect to where it just knows what you're thinking, right? These are cool. These are very cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna probably submit this top right one. Um Maybe even this top left. This actually looks like a Da Vinci design here. I'm gonna do variations on the top left because I like the words and just see what it comes up with. So I think we need 3D or like some type of rendering thing. Let's do this. Imagine my NFT 3D render in the style of a Funko Pop figurine. I can take this one and submit this one. I'm very curious. I'm just gonna do imagine and just pop in my image because I don't think it's doing anything. Like I'm curious what it even sees that image as. These are cool, but I kind of want them not in color. Nice. Here we go. Take my full length again. Imagine thick rooster warrior as an invention drawing by Leonardo da Vinci. Before Q2. We'll see what that comes up with. This is pretty cool. Wow, these are dope. I really like this one, this top right one. So now, how closely does it resemble his? It's all right. It's not super close, but you know, I guess it got the stance right. Maybe that's just what it's looking for, is that stance. So now I'm gonna do a bonus one of these real quick. I don't think this is what the submission was supposed to be, but I kind of want to do it anyway. I'm going to listen real quick to the Tim Ferriss podcast. I'm going to go to cockpunch.com. I'm going to listen to the latest episode and I'm going to copy the intro that is text. So let me see what we got.
In a land that time forgot, nothing stands still. Power sets the rules, but magic bends them. Twin suns cast shadows on a fallen empire, and battles rage under the stars. From the director of the 4-Hour Workweek comes a tale of adventure, intrigue, and ancient mysteries. The legend of CØCKPUNCH.
Okay, so this is Tim's actual intro to the podcast, and this is the only thing I'm putting in this prompt, along with version 4 quality 2 and aspect ratio 3:2. And I'm curious what that's going to be. It's not going to look like a rooster, I'll tell you that much. It's not going to look like a CØCKPUNCH NFT, but I will submit it as another one of my submissions anyway, because why not? I think that's pretty dope to see what AI is going to visualize his intro to the podcast as. And so far, it looks pretty freaking crazy. You can see it generating on the screen right now. Oh boy, 93% done. It is now almost done, completely done. This looks sick. I don't even know which one of these to pick. I think they're all amazing. What the heck? This is some crazy shit right here. I love this fourth one. I'm gonna basically give us an upscale version of the fourth one, and then I would like to basically take a variation of number one and just see what else it comes up with. This is crazy. I'm submitting this. I don't care that it's not following the rules. I need you to see this, Tim. Um, it's nuts. So this is awesome as well. I'm gonna probably submit this one as one of my drawings. So let me grab this guy, upscale number two. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave you guys because I could go on forever with this. And that's that. Those are my submissions, and I might submit some more. So thanks for watching, and you go out and you do them yourself as well. You can do pretty much anything with these AI bots. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully, everyone watching this gains something useful, gains some knowledge based off of this stuff, because that's kind of what I do in Web3 as part of HyperGhost. So, yeah, check it out.